Hey you guys, welcome back to Alleyways, or if it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, please join the Alleyways family. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and turn on post notifications, not only so you know when I have new content, but also so we can include you in the subscriber shout out. This is our special way of acknowledging and thanking each and every one of you for being so incredible. The Alleyways family is joining together on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group where we can get to know one another, share good news, and talk about our love of Disney. The link to join is in the description box down below, so make sure you check that out. If you are new to the channel, this is my sister Courtney. Hi! She is a fellow Disney lover, and we today decided that we are going to count down our top 5 favorite Disney villain songs. Yes! So we're going to start with number 5 and work our way all the way up to our number 1 favorite. And Courtney, it was hard for me to pick.
I know, that's what I was going to say. It was super hard to narrow it down to 5 because there are so many good ones.
There are so many good ones. And when we first started talking about doing the video, I didn't know that we would have this many to choose from.
I know, there's a ton of good ones.
There is a huge selection. So we each two have an honorable mention because it was so hard to pick.
It was too hard to pick.
It was. But we're gonna kick things off each with our number 5. Courtney, you go first.
World's Greatest Criminal Mind for Great Mouse Detective.
Yes. So good.
It's so funny. It's so diabolical.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious. That whole sequence is funny. I love Vincent Price. And that song is just hilarious.
The lyrics.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite lines, it's because it's so terrible.
Yeah.
When they're singing about how he's got this terrible plot, and Radigan's like, oh yeah, this is even worse than all the other bad things that I've done. They're like, even meaner, you mean it, worse than the widows and orphans you drowned. And it's like, worse than widows and orphans you drowned.
It's like, that's how evil this guy is.
I know, it's just like, I can just imagine the writer saying like, what's something really heinous? What's like some of the most heinous things you can think of? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Widows and orphans, doing anything bad to them.
Yes. And you know what I also really like about that song is that he's making his minions sing it to him adoringly.
Yeah. They're like totally just propping him up.
And they're like terrified of him, but they're having to say all these nice things.
Yeah, like whenever he, that one guy gets eaten because he called him a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, even louder.
Yes. Yes.
We shot it.
That is such a good one.
I know. I love that one. I think it's so funny.
That
one's
is
a great one, you guys.
Oh, it's a classic. Okay, I have to reference. Now I'm like rethinking my list. Okay, my number 5 was Oogie Boogie song.
Oh yeah.
From Nightmare Before Christmas, because I just think
it's so jazzy.
It is so jazzy, such great vocals, great music. And I just love how it starts. It's like, what are you gonna do to me? He's like, I'm gonna do my best. Like, it's so spooky and scary.
It is.
I think that Oogie Boogie's a great criminal.
He's an awesome villain.
Awesome villain with just great musicality. And I love that one, and I love the animation sequence that goes with it.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I like that he's like dancing in his lair too. Like, really getting
and I love that he's like, the way he dances where he's like kind of tubby and shapeless. These little arms.
I do too. I love that. He can really move.
Yes, he can. He's the Oogie Boogie Man.
I know. And so for that reason, it's my number 5.
Good choice.
Yes.
Okay, I have to look at my list from my number 4 pick. It was so hard to do.
I know, it was so hard to pick. Even narrowing it down, just talking, I'm like, I've made so many mistakes.
Okay, my number 4 pick was Gaston. Again, with being all propped up by LeFou.
Yes, it's propped up by a minion makes it extra evil.
It does. I think that song is so funny. It's just, the lyrics are so clever, and I love the things like, I'm especially good at expectorating, and that every last inch of him is covered in hair,
and then his shirt for so thin. Yes.
It's just so funny. I love how over the top and ridiculous it is, and I love he's like super manly and just absurd, and it's funny and fun and silly, and I love it.
I do too. I think it's a catchy song.
It is catchy, and I love what an ego trip the whole thing is for Gaston, because it goes, to me, it's so perfect for his character, because he has such a huge ego, and then that song is nothing but a giant ego trip, and I feel like that's so perfect for him.
It really helps build his character.
It does. It definitely does.
I love that. Okay,
That was my
good.
What was yours?
Mother Knows Best.
Yep.
This song is not only establishes Mother Gothel as being really evil, but also it's hilarious.
Yeah, well, and she's evil, but you can see how nasty she is. It really comes through in that song.
Oh yeah, because she's throwing the punches so hard and fast at Rapunzel, she doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, getting
kind
of chubby.
I know, it's like, what kind of mother says to your daughter?
I
know, it's awful.
Yes.
That was actually my number 3 pick.
Oh, that's a really...
Yeah, I do think it's funny, and like, I love that it's kind of like you said, she is throwing all those punches really quick. She's like sloppy, underdressed, immature, clumsy. Like, good grief, just unloading on this poor little child who's just so cute and sweet and innocent.
So cute.
And she's just ripping her up.
Yeah, and she's only all of those things, maybe if she is like immature or clumsy or unprepared to go out into the world, I guess, because Mother Gothel has kept her from it.
I know, it's so sad, but I love that. That song is just fun.
Yeah.
It's just so, the meanness of it is funny.
Yeah, and I feel like the voice that she has perfectly matches like a vain woman. Like,
oh yeah,
please, they'll let you up alone.
Yes, I love that.
It's so good.
That was a good impression.
Thank you. I feel very good about it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like she did the perfect vain voice.
I know, she just nailed it.
She totally nailed it. Oh, that's a good number 3 pick. Okay, my number 3 pick was Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Oh, great.
It's
great
a classic. Song. It's a Disney classic. I don't know who the vocal performer was for Ursula.
I can't remember her
but
name right now.
I love her voice. It's so deep and kind of sultry, and I just love her confidence and how she's totally justifying all the bad things that she's done.
Yeah, she's like, but on the whole, I've been a saint.
Yes.
It's like, I've done some things that are a little questionable, but most of the time, I'm perfectly saintly.
Yeah, she was like, I turned these people into little shrimp people in my garden, but that's really not that bad.
It's not that big of a deal. It
Yeah.
was their fault.
Yeah.
I had them sign this contract, okay?
Were those shrimp people so scary to you? Or are they kelp?
I kind of just imagine it was like little urchin-y type things.
That just scared me so bad when I was little. They're like floating in the drift of the sea in her lair. I'm like, oh my god.
You're like, this is really some serious stuff's about to go down here.
Yes. And that, again, an earworm.
Oh, definitely.
So that was my number 3.
Good choice. Okay, I'm gonna look at number. Okay,
number 2.
My number 2. This is so hard because it's like I'm kind of back and forth between being this my second or first pick, but I decided my number 2 pick is Friends on the Other Side.
Mine too.
Yes.
Mine too.
Absolutely love that song.
It is
so good. And the animation sequence that they pair with it is amazing.
It is so good.
Yeah, I love it. I think the lyrics are interesting and clever, and it has like the right kind of dark, sinister feel when they're like, he's got friends on the other side.
That's a good impression.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Disney, call me. I'm available.
Let me know when you need another villain song.
Yes. If you need people to imitate your songs.
Yes.
I know you're just looking for people like that all the time. Okay, anyways.
But you're so right.
Yes.
It does have the right, like, voodoo feel.
Yeah, we were like, ooh, creepy, scary. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, and I love that. He's like, that's just a cool gentleman, little parlor trick, something we have down here in Louisiana.
I know, I love, because he's such a fast talker.
Yeah.
He's like so slick.
And very sinister voice.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's got just a really, but I don't know, actually, because something about him had that kind of southern comfort, that reassuring kind of gregarious quality,
yes.
you know, where he's like super outgoing.
Yeah, he draws you in.
He definitely does. And that song is a great example of like being drawn in, but something sinister is happening.
Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And it's such a, you're right, the animation sequence is amazing.
Oh, it's awesome. I love when he does that mask part.
I do too, and the color palette's so perfect.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's classic Disney villain. It's like the purples and the greens.
Yeah.
So the same thing I think of when I think of like a Maleficent or somebody like that. Wow, okay. I wonder if we have the same number one then.
Want to say it with the count of 3?
1, 2, 3. Be
Shiny.
prepared. Oh no! Okay, you go first. Oh, I thought we were gonna be the same.
Okay, I totally thought it was gonna be Shiny.
Oh,
Shiny.
it's my honorable mention, but I thought about making it number
hilarious.
1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine Clement is hysterical, and I love his voice.
I love his
He's got
voice.
such a good voice. He does have like kind of a David Bowie inspired voice to me, and I think that song is just so funny.
Yeah.
And I think it's so clever, and I do love how he is just like boosting his own ego.
Oh yeah,
The whole time he's
definitely.
like, Tomador hasn't always been this glam.
And the face he makes there, the face they animated, is like glam. Like it's very pouty and funny.
It is. It's so funny.
Yes.
That song, I now that we've said it, it like gets in my head and stays there. I'm like, I have to listen to this 200 times now.
Yes. Okay. Let's say it because I think we'll be on the same page with our favorite line.
Oh, you say it.
Your granny lied.
Oh yeah, your granny lied. Totally.
I love that piece.
Love that. He's like, your granny lied.
It's so funny because I
hilarious.
love whenever Moana's like, stop, that's my grandmother's. He's like, my grandma's. I ate my grandma. And he's like, and you took face because she was absolutely enormous. I just love that. And then he works the granny part into the song. And
Your granny lied.
I love that part of the
it's
song.
so
Okay,
funny.
Shiny was my honorable mention, but it was not because it was so hard not to put it at number 1 that I'm like, if it's not going to be number 1, it's just going to have to be honorable mention because it's so good. But my number 1 was Be Prepared because I love that song.
She has loved that song since she was little bitty. Like
Yes.
she went. Well, I'll let you talk about mine. Then I've got a really funny Be Prepared story with that.
Yes, I love it. I love Jeremy Irons. Somebody on the channel, I don't know if it was, maybe it was Jennifer Fredette, I can't remember, whoever it was commenting, just say like, Jeremy Irons, such a sexy voice, such a great voice. A great actor, a very handsome sounding voice, an incredible villain. Scar was just so classic, and I love the lyrics.
That song to me is like a great, almost, it sounds like Scar's getting like a political movement going for himself, where he's like, yeah, come on, be prepared.
Yeah, it's like join the team.
He's like, come join the evil side.
Yeah, and I think you're onto something because they totally kind of mirror that in like the hyenas marching.
Yeah,
it does definitely
following. They're like, yeah, we're gonna be prepared. Let's join this guy.
Prepared for what? I love that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a great song. I'm gonna go listen to all these now, but that's my number 1.
Okay, so her funny Be Prepared story is one time we had been at the pool when when she was really little, and I came in to the kitchen, and Allie's standing on the table, and my brother is sitting on the floor, and he's going, and where do we feature? And Allie's on the table going, just listen to teacher. It was hilarious.
Yes,
It
it's
was
a lifelong
so
love of that
funny. Yeah, her standing on the table.
Yeah.
Like with my brother chanting.
I made him be my minion.
Yes, it was so funny.
And it's so funny, like in retrospect, I've like really been showing my evil on the channel lately that as a kid, instead of being like, I'm gonna be the hero, like I'm gonna sing the hero song and you be like the hero's sidekick, I'm like, I'm gonna be Scar and you be the hyena. And lately I've been doing these Harry Potter videos and I keep talking about how I want the Elder Wand. I'm like, I better check myself. Okay, what was your honorable mention?
Cruella de Vil.
Oh, that's such a, I love that
That
song.
one's great. It's so just contagious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
You hear it and you gotta sing along.
You do have to sing along. And I also love the corresponding scene in the Golden Mickeys on Disney Cruise Line.
Oh, that, you guys, if you haven't watched the Golden Mickeys, get on YouTube and find it and watch it. It
Yeah.
is so
It's so
good. I love that show.
I do too.
I cannot wait. Is it still going to be on?
I really hope so.
Because I know it
heard.
had been kind of questionable about whether or not they were going to keep it around or not.
Yes, Disney, please don't take it.
Don't take it away from us. I love the golden Mickeys.
I love the golden Mickeys. And I know every time I wake up and we're going on a Disney cruise, the first thing I say to everyone when I see them is, "Tonight is the night." Because that's what they sing in the golden Mickeys.
And we love the golden Mickeys.
We love the golden Mickeys. And Cruella de Vil is a great
it is
song.
a great
it makes
song.
total sense that they incorporated it into the show in the villain section.
Yeah, it's just like a classic Disney hit.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go get on Spotify now.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
listen.
we're going to listen to our song.
Yes. Okay, Courtney, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was
This so much
fun.
fun. We want to give a special thank you and shout out to Madison's Live. Madison, you recently started watching my cruise vlogs and you left the sweetest comment that just really encouraged me and motivated me, and I just really appreciate your kindness. I hope that you will continue to enjoy the cruise vlogs. I hope that we'll have more soon for
I'm
you.
like, let's get some fresh ones up here.
I know, but in the meantime, please enjoy the rest of what there is to enjoy on Alleyways and let us know what you want to see next. And
Yeah.
until then, we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.